All right, today we're going to dive into something really fascinating and honestly a little mind-bending. It's a philosophy from a writer named Xu Feng that completely flips our whole idea of mastery right on its head. So let's just jump right in.
What if the real secret to being great at something isn't about adding more, but about taking things away? What if the path to the top is actually not trying so hard? I know, it sounds totally backwards, but stick with me, because this one question is the key that unlocks a really profound way of looking at the world.
Okay, so to get to the heart of this whole thing, we first have to tackle a series of riddles. These are statements that, on the surface, seem to completely contradict themselves, but they are the foundation for this entire philosophy. You ready?
So right off the bat, we get this one. The greatest swordsman has no sword. What? How does that even work? It sounds totally impossible, right? Okay, let's keep going.
And here's another one. Now this might sound a little more familiar. We think of diplomacy or smart strategy, but it's building on that same theme, that true mastery means you have to transcend the very act itself.
And here's the third piece of the puzzle. To have no sword, to not fight, to not own. What on earth is the thread connecting all of these ideas? It really feels like we're missing something crucial here. Well, let's go find it.
This next part is where it all starts to click. See, the solution to all these riddles isn't about literally getting rid of your stuff. It's about understanding a single, incredibly powerful concept. The key is this Chinese character right here, Wu. It's pronounced Wu, and it's at the heart of all those paradoxical statements. But what it means is everything, and it's probably not what you're thinking.
Okay, so here's the absolute key. Wu isn't about, a big empty void or just nothing. It's way more subtle. It means without, to be free from something. So think about it. Swordsmanship without a sword suddenly makes sense. It's not about being unarmed. It's about being free from rigid, memorized techniques. Your skill just flows. It comes from you, not from the tool in your hand. You don't use the weapon, you literally become the weapon.
This really illustrates that huge shift in thinking perfectly. Over on the left, you've got how we usually try to learn something. Forced effort, conscious control, always trying to pile on more knowledge. But the philosophy of Wu, over on the right, is all about getting to a state of natural flow. It's about trusting your intuition, acting spontaneously. It's about a kind of freedom where you just do the right thing, effortlessly.
Now, this isn't just some abstract idea for ancient martial artists. The author, Xu Feng, makes the point that this principle of without applies to pretty much every part of our modern lives.
I mean, just look at this list. The highest management is no management. The highest wealth, no property. The best strategy is no strategy. And my personal favorite, the highest form of dieting is no dieting. Every single one of these is a direct application of that core idea of Wu, or without. Let's just take that management one for a second. No management doesn't mean your office is total chaos. No way. It means you've built a team and a system that's so skilled and so motivated that they don't need someone breathing down their neck. The leader's job becomes about empowering people, not controlling them. It's the difference between telling someone exactly how to do a task and just trusting them to get it done. You're free from the need to micromanage. That's the pinnacle.
So, if you start applying this without principle everywhere in your life, where does that path lead? What's the ultimate goal? Well, according to this philosophy, it leads to a truly profound state of being.
The journey kind of looks like this. You start by just following the natural course of things, not fighting against the current. Then you learn to adapt fluidly, to roll with the punches, whatever comes your way. That leads to a state where you can find peace no matter what your situation is. And that final step, to unify with the Tao, to become one with the fundamental flow of the universe itself.
And this is so important to get. This isn't a call to just be passive and let life happen to you. It's actually the opposite. It's about reaching a state where your actions are so perfectly in tune with reality, so intuitive that they feel effortless. It's the absolute peak of being effective in the world.
But just when we think we've reached the final conclusion, the author does something I did not see coming. He admits he doesn't have all the answers. After laying out this entire grand philosophy of life, he ends with this incredibly humble line. He actually points out his own blind spots and asks other people for guidance. And that perfectly sets up the final, really thought-provoking moment of his text.
And this is where he leaves us. After defining the pinnacle of all these things, swordsmanship, wealth, wisdom, he poses two questions that he can't answer himself.
What is the highest form of emotion without emotion? And what is the highest form of love without love? Honestly, that's a riddle I think I'm going to be chewing on for a very long time.